Okay, everybody, welcome. Today we are going to create some tire foams, DIY tire foams. At least we're going to try. So I've got this. It's kind of oblong. Stretch it out a bit so I'm less oblong. It's oblong in the center, which is concerning. Anyway, we're gonna create some tire foams using this Chinese Hyrax knockoff here as a template. I've had this glued on a set of Traxxas 19 rims. I don't know why it's so funny shaped in the middle. It's kind of eggy. I don't know. It can't be having an egg-shaped middle. So anyway, maybe I'll just do it like this. Put this here. Trace the outside. And I'm going to go bigger. I'm going to have a bigger outer go hair bigger than the outer diameter of this because it's a quite soft foam. And then I will place this guy in the center to the best of my ability. That looks pretty good. Which is the inner ring here. The foam will be trimmed out to that inner, which should be good. That should be good. That should do. I probably, in all honesty, am going to cut it a bit wider than I need to. You know, maybe that is a bad idea. Maybe that was a bad idea for my inner diameter. I might... How big is this thing? Let's see how big this gear is, this spur gear, in relation to that. Yeah, I'm going to use that. We're going to put this in the center and use it as my inner template. These are for 1/9s. It'll do. It'll do. It's a little wonky looking, but it'll do. Looks quite blurry on the camera, but so just little by little, as straight as you can keep that blade, I'm going to be following that around my mark. And that's it. That's it. And that's pretty good. I feel pretty good about that. It's not perfect, but it doesn't really need to be. This is a prototype. I should mention that this green foam I got from a craft store, Joann's. I don't know what you've got in your part of the world, but here in southern Utah, we have Joann's. Joann's Fabrics. So keep your blade. You don't want it leaning either way because that'll make your foam cut a little bit off-centered. Angled maybe is a better word. So keep your blade straight up and down the best you can. And this blade I'm using is one of those replaceable blades from, it's basically a big game cleaning knife, Havalon or something like that. It's for gutting deer and whatnot. So that's what I'm using here. And I'm just inching my way around. Be careful you don't cut your finger off. Pretty important. You want to keep your foam held down. And then you're just working your way around. Almost there. There we are. We'll see how that turned out. I'm feeling pretty good about that. Oh yeah. Looking pretty good. Of course the inner isn't that great, but I'm going to clean that inner up. It's looking pretty good. Not looking too bad. It's quite big for a 1.9. So I will take this and trim it off, probably. Maybe I won't. Let's do a test fit on one of these growlers. It's going to be balloony, probably. Probably a bit balloony. Which is fine. Yeah, it'll be hard to tell how it'll fit until I get the rim assembled. But I'll get that ring in, that beadlock ring. That'll help give me a feel for what it's going to do. Quite soft. Quite soft. So but other than that, I'm pretty satisfied. I'm going to take a pair of these medical scissors and probably trim again, just prototyping here. Trim that inner off so I'm not battling the bead as I'm trying to seat everything together. So that's a pretty rough cut, but it'll work. No, a right front or a right rear. So to be honest, I'm not sure if these tires will mount well on this knockoff SSD. Actually, it is an SSD wheel. So we shall see. Hopefully I got that foam trimmed up enough that it's going to be out of the way. So these wheels they're basically, they need to be aligned properly. And you can tell by your holes and the spokes. So you want to, obviously some of these holes don't align with the spokes. So you want to find the one that does. There's one hole that aligns with the spoke perfectly, and that's going to be how you align the front and rear parts of this wheel. Otherwise you won't have the spokes front and rear aligned, and you'll have a funny I have a funny sort of deal happening, so let's see if I can do this. Let's see if I can do this here. Where's that? I got it. Get that guy started. Get that guy started. It's freezing in here. My fingers are frozen. It's quite cold. So I'm not really sure if I got what I needed there, but it's feeling like anyway, we'll continue on. Drop these last 3 in. Get them started. And finish it up with the get this corny driver I got here. Pretty sure it's a Harbor Freight thing. No, it's not. It's actually a different one. I went out on a trail and I lost my regular driver set. So I'm kind of stuck without proper tools, and it's kind of a pain in the neck. Some of you could relate to that. So I got like a makeshift set of tools here that aren't great. Of course, all these little fasteners do better when you're using high quality tools, so you have to be kind of careful here. Not that this hand driver is a piece of junk or not, it's just kind of a weird one, but the actual bit I'm using is in question. I would say it's decent quality, but I wouldn't push my luck with it. Try not to anyway. Now this wheel, we'll see how it feels. Yeah, it's so I'm seeing the issue here. Already. I mean, the bead lock's fine. I'm going to peel this bead out a bit. There. But basically, I'm going to have excessive tire roll here. Pretty sure. For sure that's what's going to happen. You can see that. So I'm pretty sure that these tire foams, at least in this case, you don't want your wheel doing that and sticking permanently like that. So these are a fail. Those are a fail. Those are a fail. In a pinch they would work maybe, maybe I need to go, maybe there's something I can do different. On the inner portion to the beadlock ring portion, the inner, to make it so they don't stay like that. But they're soft enough and they feel decent, but this is what we don't want right here. This sidewall roll, and for the tire to stay like that. So I think that these are too soft. This doesn't work, folks. This doesn't work. Don't worry about trying this. Here's my example of DIY foam, wheel tire foams. Maybe this is just too soft of a foam. But don't bother fiddling with this foam, trying to create your own tire foams, because it doesn't work. You're welcome. You're welcome.